Do you want to know how to get a toddler to stop hitting? Well, you're not alone. There's hardly anything more frustrating than that. And I've actually had a couple of hitters in my day. I'm Nicholeen Peck. I've raised 4 children of my own and many foster children, and I teach parenting all over the world. And in this video, we're talking about hitting. In this video, we're going to talk about toddler behavior, why they go to hitting, and then what you can do to help a toddler conquer that hitting habit. So why does a toddler go to hitting? Well, simple, it gets immediate attention. They can be understood that they need something, want something. It's also an easy way to control other people emotionally. So I know that you might think that your toddler could not possibly understand how to emotionally control you when they're so young, but actually they can. In fact, babies learn very young how to emotionally control. By the time a child hits about 1 year old, they can have tantrums on command if they want to. So this is why most doctors will say, okay, by about the time that they're 1 year old, you need to start teaching them proper behaviors. That's important. In fact, my daughter, Paige, with my grandbaby, Clara, went to the next level on that. When Clara was like 3 or 4 months old, she started teaching her how to take deep breaths. I can say to Clara, oh, let's take a deep breath. And she'll go, and we'll say, oh, let's be soft, Clara, or we don't talk like that. And she'll do a little disagree appropriately. And she's like 15 months old. And she'll say, Mama, instead of going, wah. She can do so many great things. In fact, there's a video on it, and you can even see Clara in these videos. So definitely look, there's 2 videos where you see Paige and Clara doing some of these skills that she started teaching her before she's even fully verbal, which is amazing. So babies can learn things. So starting at about age 1, we can start talking about what calmness is. In fact, you can start even before that. What is calm? How do we take a deep breath? Training children in that way can be very beneficial. So that's pre-teaching. When we're working with toddlers, a real heavy focus is on pre-teaching. We also have to make sure, though, that their manipulative tricks don't work. So when they are trying to manipulate to get their way or to get your attention or something like that, we have to make sure that they understand that's not how they get their attention. So this is why I thought Paige did a really great thing by telling little Clara, we don't talk like that. So she gave her attention, but she didn't honor what Clara was pointing at or wanting with her whining. She would say, we don't talk like that, Clara. You need to say, Mama, with a calm voice, and then Mommy will answer. So then Clara would go, Mama, and she would say, yes, Clara. And then Clara would point at something that she wanted or ask for something in her little baby way. And then Paige would make sure that she talked to her about it, and most of the time gave her what she needed so that Clara could learn that's how you get mom's attention. But sometimes Paige even taught little Clara how to accept a no answer, which is completely possible. And that brings us even closer to understanding what to do about hitting. We're going to talk about hitting and what you can do to help those babies not want to hit each other or you. But first, click the subscribe button now. This channel is dedicated to helping you understand the principles and skills of self-government so that you can have a transformation at your house. All right, these children's books, which you're probably going to want to look into getting at some point, teach the 4 basic skills of self-government. So this one teaches accepting no answers, and then we've got following instructions, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. When a person learns the skill sets to these 4 skills, that takes care of 99% of their behaviors. And let's be honest, we all know adults that don't even know how to accept a no answer or disagree appropriately with somebody. So these are life skills, and even though these are children's books for probably children like 12 and under, honestly, anyone can learn these skills. And I have other books and courses for adults that teach many more skills, like how to correct children calmly, that type of thing, that will also be useful in learning some of these skills. So what about that accepting a no answer that I referred to? Well, hitting is a no answer. Anytime there is a boundary line that we don't cross over, that is a no answer. And so we teach our young children about boundary lines, no answers. Oh, that's pretty. We don't touch that. That's a no answer. We can touch here, but not here. We can touch a person in this way, but not in this way. So we teach all of those boundaries and we let them know if we hit, that's a no. And if we hit, then we will need to go to a calm down place. So I do recommend having a calm down spot where the child knows this is the spot where I get calm. In fact, I have a whole other video all about how to use a calm down spot with a child. So be sure to look up that video because that's going to help you learn more about how to use that calm down spot when the child gets there. So you're going to pre-teach the skill for the child. Accepting a no answer is you look at the person or situation, you keep a calm face, voice, and body, you say okay or disagree appropriately, and then you drop the subject. Now, if you've got a line in front of you that you don't cross, basically you look at the line and you say, no, that's a no, I'm not going to do it. And then I drop the subject. So when you're giving yourself a no answer, that's what you do. And that's what the child has to learn how to do to not hit other people. They've got to learn to not cross over that line. I highly recommend that you correct them every time they cross over the line, and possibly even as part of that correction, go to the calm down place, get calm, then do a correction and accept a negative consequence that would be age appropriate for them. And I have a lot of recommendations for what to do as far as consequences for little children in my TSG parenting course, which is on teachingselfgovernment.com. But then also, I highly recommend that once you've done the initial teaching, that then when the child is almost going to cross over a line and hit somebody, but then they don't, or if you say, oh, soft hands or calm hands, because you can teach them calm body, calm hands. And if they choose to have the calm hands, then you go, wow, yay, you were calm, high five. And then you have surprise treats for them. They know that there are positive consequences for choosing to be calm and not doing the hitting. You may even want to practice with stuffed animals. What is calm? What is not calm? What is hitting? What happens to the other animal when they hit? Help them see the cause and effect without having to actually hit the child or have another child hit the child, or some of those things that sometimes happen when the child does not rein in that hitting behavior. You're going to want to be really consistent, and that consistency will pay off. Toddlers learn very quickly cause and effect, and if they know they have to go to a calm down place every time and then have a talk and accept a consequence, they will expect it and they will soon choose not to cross over those lines, especially as they get more verbal and you start teaching them the skill of disagreeing appropriately. Now, part of the consistency is your consistency in teaching. So one thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you are constantly narrating what's going on. I know your child might not be as verbal because they're still young, they're a toddler, but they understand a lot more than they can say themselves. So you will want to describe what you see. Oh, right now we are not using a calm body. Right now, we are crossing over a line. We need to step back or pull our arm back. Right now, you are hitting someone. So we need to go to the calm down spot to get calm and talk about it. So narrate every single thing that you are going to do so that they get the language. The language of all of the skills is going to help them be able to assess what's going on within themselves so that they can more quickly power struggle. Now, there was an experience that I witnessed just the other day with a little girl. This little girl was going completely out of control, and there was a family member trying to wrangle this little girl. But when I looked at the girl, because I happened to be there, and said, oh, right now you're upset and you are kicking and screaming, but that's not the way to talk to people about your problem. You need to be calm. Suddenly she stopped and looked at me, and guess what? She got calm because no one had told her what she was doing before. They were just reacting to her. And so she didn't know what else to do. It's amazing what a little bit of analysis, description can do to help a young person learn to stop a bad behavior. Also, I highly recommend role play practice of all the skills that you want your toddler to learn. Now, it is true that toddlers need lots of repetition in practice, but that's where role play really helps. I highly recommend role play practicing with your toddler at least 15 minutes a day. Have some experiences where you role play and then have a snack after as a family, and assess what happened during those fake situations so that the toddler can see how to apply skills in the future to any circumstance. If you've enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my next video, which will go into even more detail about the skills and principles of self-government. That video is called The Not So Known Secret for Parenting Success. Click on the link to that video now.